Jesus never said anything harsh, was always smiling, always happy, never got angry, right? That's the Jesus we love. I'm Zach. This is The Average Christian, simply a project about what it means to have a relationship with God and how to live that out practically on a daily basis. Real quick, thank you so much, Dawn. She has gone to Patreon and she's sending a monthly amount to us. You can do that as well by going to our website, theaveragechristian.net/Patreon, and you can become a missionary partner, if you will. If we're online missionaries, then you can partner anywhere from $2 a month. Everybody has that, up to $20 a month, and become a subscriber of sorts. Anyway, let's get back into this. Why did I mention Jesus being so calm and quiet and always peaceable? Maybe that's the wrong way to say it. I want to go to 1 Peter chapter 4, and you can go there, verse 17. And I want to tell you this, that I understand there's a bigger point being made there for those of you who are familiar. And I'm going to lift this out just a little bit to make the point, because the point's still there. It's just part of a much bigger, broader subject. And I also want to say that the reason why I'm talking about this is because I've had people tell me, not just recently, but I've had people say, you're way too critical of Christians. Not so much judgmental, but just maybe harsh at times, but critical. And I say, yeah, absolutely right. The reason why I mentioned Jesus at the beginning of this is because that's a farce. That's a myth about Jesus. He basically ran money changers out of the temple with a whip twice over. He said things to people and called Pharisees names. And these Pharisees were the religious elite. You have to understand it. So the way that he talks to maybe a woman at the well in John 4 who doesn't know any better, the way he is much different from the way he talks to people who should know better, because more is expected. You and I, if you're a Christian watching this, that's really who this channel is geared toward, is those of us who are faithful to God. More is expected of us. I'm going to try to show you that here and help you realize that part of this channel, this project, is about making us more accountable, causing us to think instead of complaining about what all's going on and what all's wrong with the world, where you expect things to be evil. Looking inwardly at ourselves and how can we make a change and make this better? All right, 1 Peter 4:17, it is time for judgment to begin at the household of God. It starts with us. We set the standard. The expectations are really for us. And if it begins with us, what will be the outcome for those who do not obey the gospel of God? Let me take you to another place, and I could mention various places. In fact, in James chapter 3, he says something that looks odd at first in verse 1, let not many of you become teachers. But that would be opposite of what I would expect. Like Jesus would want more and more of us to be teachers. Well, the reason why is because teachers are held to a higher standard. Why? Because we know better. Those of us who know better are held to a higher standard. You go to Luke chapter 12. This is a subject that some people are uncomfortable with, but it reads out here, and I'll tell you exactly the point after reading. Luke 12, verse 47, Jesus talking again. That servant who knew his master's will but did not get ready or act according to his will receive a severe beating. But the one who did not know and did what deserved a beating will receive a light beating. Everyone to whom much was given, of him much will be required. And from him to whom they entrusted much, they will demand the more. See, I know better. I'm already in that category where more is demanded. We should be accountable to each other. We should be holding each other accountable, if you will. We should be holding each other to this high standard, because even at the end, if I understand this correctly, there will be degrees of punishment in hell. And for those of us who knew better and just blew it off, there's no excuse. I go back to Jeremiah, I believe it's chapter 3, where it was talking about, the kingdom had split and the northern kingdom had become Israel. The southern kingdom had become Judah. And Israel had already been taken out by Assyria, and Jeremiah is talking to Judah and talks about them being backsliders and basically jumps all over them. You saw what happened with your sister nation of Israel. You saw them go down for their idolatry, and you still don't learn. It's even worse for you. So yes, the accountability there, judgment has to begin with us. We need to be held to a higher standard, which means, brother or sister, you need to stop complaining about the world, and you need to stop talking about how bad everything else is and start looking inwardly at what you can do to make a difference.